Hello there, people of the world. My name's Kador, and yeah, I haven't done one of these videos in a while, so I have a decent amount of stuff to show all of you. I've been going to college, that's been a thing, amassing some records, decent collection since I last made a video. A couple new tapes, but I think my main tape haul is going to be coming around this Christmas when I'm going to Skeleton Dust Records again, because I always get tons of stuff there. So expect another one of these focusing more on tapes, like early January. But I do have one tape-related thing that I want to show real quick, which is this. This is the new Aether tape. Aether, for those of you who don't know, it used to be just my solo project, but now it's, I guess, officially a duo between me and my friend who goes by the artist name Lindsay. So this is our new project. It's kind of the first full length by our Aether thing. It's noise, but it's very like dynamic noise with a lot of different sounds and kind of goes all over the place. But there's definitely some extended kind of harsh sections as well. And yeah, it's like 50 minutes, and it was released on the label. I'm gonna call it Fusty Tapes. There's a second word after Fusty that I'm not gonna mention in this video to keep things PG, but it's a good label. Trust me. They've released a lot of great noise artists, and yeah, just a lot of my favorite like noise musicians and that sort of thing have released on this label. So it's really an honor to be on it. And I didn't know it was going to be packaged like this in this kind of bag. It's like this oversized thing, so you can really see the artwork really well. Jim from the label did all the art, so that's really cool. Yeah, it's just like, so it's called Mechanistic is the album, and it's just packaged in this bag. It's really cool collage art going on here. So if you open up the bag, then yeah, I really didn't know it was going to be packaged like this, but it's so cool. And look at that. It's like a red pinkish tape, and it has like a cut out bit of the sticker of the cover on each tape. So each tape has a different like chunk of the album cover on it, basically, and it's really cool. I haven't actually listened to the tapes yet, but obviously I've listened to the album quite a bit. But I'm assuming they sound real good. And yeah, so it's an edition of 60, just the latest batch. It came out less than a week ago. I mean, I don't know when this is getting uploaded, but probably less than a week ago. And so there should still be plenty for sale, I'm guessing, on, yeah, just like, I guess you just have to email him, but you can look up like the blogspot thing. And yeah, I mean, I'll link in the description and all that if you want to get one. I might put it up on Bandcamp eventually if he's cool with that. We'll see, but I want to wait for the tapes to sell out first. We got 13 of them. I'm going to be hopefully selling some at Skeleton Dust, selling some at my shows I have coming up. I'm playing at Rhizome on January 17th. If anybody's around there, you can come to that. Yeah, anyway, a lot of things to talk about, but I'm excited about this. It's real cool. It came out with like, I believe 8 other tapes in the same batch at the same time, and one of them is this. This is Hanzo Hasashi. I haven't actually listened to this yet, so I'll talk about it more in the next like tape video once I actually listen to it. But yeah, I just decided to get this because I heard a little bit of his stuff online and it sounded really great. It's just like cut up sort of noise, but yeah, and there's a bunch of other tapes in the batch too, so get as many of those as you want. Yeah, anyway, just wanted to shout that out. That was long, but yeah, let's get on to the records for now. So the first record I'm going to show off, I'm going again in kind of a reverse chronological order, so the stuff I got longest to go will go first. This is the new album by Zeal and Ardor called Stranger Fruit, and yeah, this is like, I guess, my metal album of the year. I really like this thing. It's it's an interesting combination of like sort of black metal with like old slave spirituals type singing. So yeah, I mean, it's just really fun, really like catchy at times, and it just blends like extreme metal with this more accessible kind of like, I don't know, just like spiritual style singing, and it sounds like a weird combination, but it honestly works really well, and it's just a great album. It's just super, yeah, it's just really fun and cool and intense. So yeah, definitely one of my favorites of the year. This is kind of dried up apple and gatefold. Whoops. Yeah, track list and all that. So, the vinyl is just black. I don't want to show that, but yeah, I will be making also like a album of the year or top 10 albums of my favorite albums of the year video with my same friend that I mentioned as part of Aether now. So expect that probably like early January as well. Yeah, okay. Next one. We got this. This is the latest album by Ben Frost called The Center Cannot Hold. I'm going to take it out of its wrapping here. But Ben Frost is one of my favorite musicians in general. He made one of my favorite albums ever called By the Throat in like 2009, I believe. It was sort of a combination of like modern classical chamber music with like crazy electronic noise and post-industrial craziness. It's awesome. It's an amazing album, and this album's super great too. Not quite as good, but it's amazing as well. You can kind of see maybe you can't, but like the light hits it correctly. You can see the kind of embossed title there. It's kind of engraved into it, but otherwise, album cover's not too interesting, I suppose. But what is cool is when you do this, I keep bumping the microphone, I'm sorry. You got this very glossy, cool design on the inner sleeve. Some more like liner notes and stuff. And, where's this? Okay. The actual vinyl is this awesome sort of translucent blue. So, yeah, really great blue color scheme here. And, yeah, this album is basically, it's a bit more just like straight up electronic than like By the Throat, for example, was. But yeah, it's just like very dense, lush, beautiful, intense, kind of post-industrial ambience with some beats, but that's not really like danceable. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like really forward-thinking, futuristic electronic music, and yeah, just really intense, gorgeous, lush sort of stuff. Definitely for fans of Tim Hecker, although people saying that he's like ripping off Tim Hecker, I don't agree with that at all. I think he really does have his own sound. And he's contributed to the sound of the latest couple of Tim Hecker records. I think, honestly, the reason like Virgins and Love Streams kind of sound so different from the rest of Tim's stuff is because of Ben Frost's contributions. But anyway, yeah, this is a great album. Pretty underrated, I think. So definitely check it out. Ben Frost, The Center Cannot Hold. And next, then, we got this classic album. This is Untrue by Burial. Let's also get this off the sleeve. This is the greatest dubstep album of all time, but obviously nothing remotely similar to Skrillex or whatever. This is kind of the early version of dubstep, and I guess future garage is also a term that you can throw on it. It's not actually a gatefold, it just has two LPs kind of shoved in here. It's just on black, but yeah, Burial, I mean, yeah, it's just like these dark, atmospheric, moody beats with kind of vocal samples, and it's just very unique production, just all these very textured, crisp sounds. Yeah, I don't know, just very, very vibey, I guess. It's electronic classic, and yeah, I'm sure a lot of people already know about this, but it's really great, so check it out. Next is the latest album from Let's Eat Grandma. I got this when I saw them live at their live show, and yeah, this is also one of my favorite albums of the year. It's just like kind of like electronic pop, synth pop, electro pop, that sort of thing, but I don't know, it just blends a lot of different styles of pop music together in a pretty interesting way. There's some just like long form kind of progressive songs, and I don't know, there's just so much great material on here. It's just, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of variety, but like there's so many fantastic songs on here. I just love it. So yeah, pretty plain layout, all things considered, and it's just a couple LPs with basically just the cover art kind of rehashed on the inner sleeves. But yeah, just great, like interesting pop music that I think you should check out, regardless of your music taste, probably, because it's real good. Next is this. This is an album by Borzoi called A Prayer for War. I got this when I saw these guys live. It was just this show at Rhizome, just kind of this, yeah, relatively unknown local. I think it's local. I don't know where they're from, but yeah, pretty underground kind of band. It's like post-hardcore sort of stuff, like art punk maybe. I don't know. I really enjoyed their live show, so I decided to pick up one of their records. Um, it doesn't sound as good as they sounded live, to be honest. Um, I don't know. The production just is not quite, doesn't really do it for me, I guess. But it's not bad. It's definitely not bad. But yeah, if you get a chance to catch them live, I would do that because they're very good live. Just kind of like dissonant, technical, intense, just kind of like post-hardcore stuff with some kind of humorous lyrics. It does come with a lyric sheet, so you can read those. Um, I guess not a lyric sheet, but like the insert is lyrics on it, or the inner sleeve rather. It's kind of cool artwork going on in there. So yeah, and also when I got this, they threw in a free tape for me, which is pretty nice. Um, so the tape is Trash Dog. I guess this is like Seinfeld with a Tommy gun, so that's pretty great. Yeah, I don't know. This is just like a band that's friends with Borzoi, I guess. So they were just selling these at their show, and they just gave one to me for free for getting the records. That was nice. Uh, it's pretty weird. It's kind of like a, I don't know, it's just like a weirdo punk band that goes a lot of different places. It's not bad, honestly, despite the trashy cover. It's really pretty fun, interesting punk kind of music. I have a download code for this actually. I forgot to bring it. I could have shown that off in the video because I don't particularly want to download it, but yeah, whatever. I don't think other people would want to either. I don't know. So here's tape. It's kind of clear. It has this little bug going on, bug sticker, and I don't know, inner sleeve just, or the J card just has this kind of weird design. So anyway, yeah, just kind of a fun little addition that I appreciate greatly. Next is the album Great Many Arrows by Damian Dubrovnik. This is, I mean, man, this didn't make too much of an impression on me when I first listened to it, like last year. But with each listen, it's just grown on me so much, and it's honestly one of my favorite albums ever now. It's kind of hard to describe. It definitely takes some cues from Tim Hecker and Ben Frost, but it also adds in these like harsh vocals on some of the tracks, which kind of recall. I mean, they kind of started out doing like power electronics, death industrial type of stuff, but this is really just like post all of that, just totally taking that sound to new realms. It's kind of blends like chamber music sounds, like modern classical stuff, with just these like harsh kind of dissonant electronics and these abstract structures. I mean, it can go from just these gorgeous melodic harmonic stuff 1 minute to just complete terrifying chaos the next. It's just such a well composed, interesting album. Again, just really forward thinking and ahead of the time, I think. And the track Arrow 5 on here, the fifth track, is honestly like it brought me to tears. It is one of the most emotionally crushing pieces of music I've ever heard. It's really, it's just so beautiful. And yeah, I mean, Loke Robeck, the vocalist on this, I love him as a person. These are great. His like the performances live from this band are mind blowing. They're so inspirational to me. He just does some crazy stuff live. Anyway, this record's great and really underrated. So check it out. The cover art is also really cool. This has some of my favorite album art ever, honestly, and like not just the cover, but like just all the artwork here, and it follows this particular kind of color scheme and just like this digital collage kind of style. And the inner sleeve also has more of that sort of thing. I don't know, it just looks so cool. I love it. It has lyrics on the back. The lyrics are also really amazing, just kind of abstract but just really cool. Yeah, I don't know, I love this album so much. So it's sort of like death industrial power electronics combined with like Ben Frost by the throat type of stuff and the recent stuff Tim Hecker's been doing. So yeah, just really, really good stuff here and really underrated. So Great Many Arrows, Damian Dubrovnik. And then the next thing this is actually the last record I'm going to show off. Twin Sister Moon with the album When Stars Glide Through Solid. Twin Sister Moon is half of the duo Natural Snow Buildings, who I discovered relatively recently, and I love them. Like their albums, Shadow Kingdom and The Dance of the Moon and the Sun, really just blew me away. Just absolutely beautiful, like drone and ambient mixed with this like psychedelic folk stuff. And this album is basically just the psychedelic folk. Well, it's not just, it like focuses more on just the kind of straightforward folk music, with some kind of ritualistic ambient drone stuff, kind of here and there mixed in. But man, like it's just the most beautiful folk music I've ever heard. Um, like every track on here practically is just absolutely gorgeous and really sad. Like it's so melancholy, but it's in sort of a different way. It's like it has this sort of this is like mysterious, otherworldly feel to it, but it also feels very personal and emotional. Um, yeah, I don't know. I absolutely love this album. Again, one of my favorite albums ever. And kind of have this track listing in the back with this cool arts. And Solange, who is uh, Medi from Twin Sister Moon's wife and the other half of Natural Snow Buildings, does all the artwork for their releases. And so this gatefold is one of the best things about getting this. It is so cool. Obviously, you can't see much with this quality of the video, but there is just so much detail in this painting, this drawing. It's crazy. Like the more you look at it, the more it is revealed, and yeah, it's just like awesome to just stare at this for a while. So that's a really cool thing about getting the vinyl. Also the side D is a double LP, so like yeah, the D side has all bonus tracks, so it's just all just like a bunch of extra drones and that sort of thing that you don't have on like the digital version that's just on YouTube. So yeah, that's another reason to buy the physical vinyl version. Yeah, it's really really great stuff. Definitely recommend this. Just absolutely beautiful, soft, melancholic, folky, drony stuff. It's great. And finally, I'm just gonna give a quick mention to this thing. I got this at this cool bookstore in DC. Um, it is E. Cummings Reads. Let's see. I can't remember what that says, but it says 1 x 1 and 50 poems. So it's basically a tape of E. Cummings just reading his own poetry. I haven't actually listened to it yet, so I don't want to talk about it too much because I don't know. I mean, I can imagine what it sounds like, but like I haven't actually listened. So it's kind of packaged in this oversized container though, which is really cool. So the tape is just kind of in there, and there's this write up about it. So yeah, I don't know. I just decided to get it because I like E. Cummings is probably my favorite poet. So I just thought that was a cool little pickup. I'll talk about it. I'll probably briefly mention how it was in the next tape video. But yeah, just wanted to show that real quick. All right, cool. That was my video. Thanks for sticking around. That's pretty much all I have to say. Again, links to my new tape and all that, or our new tape, I should say, is in the description. And yeah, records, tapes, music. Cool. See y'all next time.